So we're going on a bit of a Friday morning mission. We're going to pick up an Ingersoll ran diesel air compressor. Now, it's been left for a number of years in a paddock, but he has sent me a video of it running, which is promising. So I'm just going to warm the truck up. It's about 3 hours away. So I think let's get on the road and go see what it's all about. Yeah.
It's got a dirty joint in it, I'll take that right off. Rust everything. Yeah, as long as she's not too rusted out in the bottom, looks pretty good, mate. I think it's alright there. There's enough oil to... Mainly this is the bit that's the worst.
Yeah, oh, that doesn't bother me, mate. That's just a cover, you know what I mean?
But, yeah. I haven't used it in a good while.
How long's it been sitting here, you reckon?
I haven't actually used it in probably 2 years.
Yeah, okay.
2 to 3, time to get away. So to start it, I just leave a tap open.
Yep.
This battery will definitely start it.
Yep.
See if the other one works after that. So it's just on.
Yep.
You've got to hold the override.
Does that have glow plugs or anything, or?
No, it's got this cold start thing. It usually just fires straight up.
Yeah, it's always when you go to like want to sell something, isn't it?
Oh, it's always a bloody way. That cold start thing, which I've never...
So how do you turn it off? Just with the button?
That's a little bit easier now.
Well guys, we just got ourselves a new compressor. It's all loaded up, tied down. Let's head on back home. So she's definitely a lot bigger than what I first thought. Looks a lot smaller in the photos. You have to be real careful lifting this because see how the exhaust is all there and it's already been crushed. So we're gonna have to probably fix that up, but it's probably why there's a hook at the top, which that's how I was lifting it in the end. But so this is an Ingersoll Rand P125WD, which is 125 CFM compressor. And this model was either optioned with the stand like this one's got, or it came on a little trailer. So I purchased this unit for around 700 bucks, and I'm hoping I can make a nice little portable sandblasting unit out of it. So I do want to put this on wheels. I want to mount the sandblasting pot on it so you can wheel it around anywhere and do some sandblasting with it. So she does need a little bit of TLC. As you sort of saw, it starts really hard in the cold weather. Now on this control panel down here, there is a cold start lever which is all seized up. Now the cable's still all connected, so I think the weather's just gotten to this lever here. So as soon as we can free that up, I reckon she's going to start just dandy in the cold weather. Now this is an early 2000 model and it's only got 1,000 hours on it, which is not bad at all. All our outlets work. I've yet to get the ends for it, but I'm not going to buy them till I get me sandblasting pot, so I can, just in case, you see how you can change the ends on it. Whether I've got to change the ends on it or not, I don't know. But now you did see how it blows a lot of black smoke. I reckon it's because this air filter is all clogged up. This is off it. I went to my local air filter joint just to see if I could get them, because this one is fully clogged up. But anyway, let's pop the lid off. I want to give it a good once over, give it a good service, put a fresh belt on it, because the only thing that really kills these is if that belt for the fan breaks and pretty much they overheat. So there's our cold start lever there, and you can see the cable still pushes in. Oh no, it hasn't, it's stopping there. Oh no, it's gonna need a new cable. That feels terrible. And then the back of it's here, which you can see, she's pretty rusty. That actually looks bent. Oh, it's just loose. It looks like those bolts are just loose. But I've ordered all new filters for it. I wonder how dirty she's going to be in here. Generally with these Deutz you've got to clean out in there. Oh no, it's pretty clean. Just give it a blowout in these fins here. Geez, it doesn't look too bad in there at all. And there is a couple big oil coolers in the back here. So I think, I only know that because when I stopped at the servo on the way home, I looked up and in there, and yeah, see, this comes off. And anyway, I looked up in there and I could see them, so I think it's only a couple bolts, we'll unbolt that. But I think before we go changing oils or doing anything like that, let's get the hot wash out and give it a good steam clean before we go getting all grubby. I think before we go steam cleaning it, we'll pull this off in case it's covered in oil under here. Uh-oh. Oh, they're bolts and nuts. Oh, that's annoying. Through. Oh, they bolt so much too. Joking. So it looks like there's a couple coolers. Oh, and there's a secondary muffler. So that's a main muffler up there, which goes down to that bottom muffler, which is crushed. Looks like our muffler's leaking a little bit, but I think that'll be fine. And then the engine would suck cold air in the front there. There's actually a grate in the top, so it'd suck air through there, through that vent, and then out here, and it probably blows the hot air out the bottom and sort of keeps it cool that way. Oh, and look, there's a big, I didn't see that before, there's actually a big fan in there that must cool this oil cooler down. Check out how clean this thing come up. Like, that looks real nice in there now. There's actually yellow in here. All our fittings cleaned up real nice. because that's a heavy duty oil cooler, I wasn't too worried about putting the pressure, the water pressure against that. All in here came up like new. Who knew that was all yellow? So that is pretty much a big skid. So you can basically pull the motor, the pump, all the exhaust. This is all on one big skid. So you can sort of see it all there, all the framework here, and it literally just sits in this box. I'm real happy how that came out. All in here came up real clean. I turned the water pressure down and just blasted through here to clean out these. I think firstly let's try and fix this up so it's not flopping around everywhere. It looks like we've got, I could probably just weld that plate to down there. That surprisingly came off easy. Just draining the oil as best as I can into that container. We're basically at our lowest point there, so we're going to be draining that filter, pretty much all that cooler. This plate's actually all bent, so who knows how long that's been flopping like that for, but hopefully they don't have bolts and nuts under it. Well, I haven't loosened these, they're just literally how they were. So after having a good look of what's going on here, this is the back of the compressor mount here, and that plate that we just pulled out, it should be fixed to that, but it's snapped right along the weld there, as you can see along through there. So this quick fix is turned into quite a decent job, because now the back of the compressor is just flopping around, and I mean, it's probably been like that for forever and a day, but now that I've touched it, it's going to be a problem for me. I mean, we've already got half the hoses off. It's not too much more just to pull that compressor out. Geez, I think we got lucky there. She's coming. Didn't mess the pipe up, and we can still reuse that muffler. I did dint it up a little bit, but definitely still usable. So I had to move the skid out the way because there's an Allen key bolt that's countersunk into the bottom of it. I mean, I was going to pull them off anyway because I want to put this on a trailer, but it just makes it an inconvenience when you want to quickly pop everything off, because we've got good access now. Well, we'll put this skid back under properly, and then basically it's ready to be lifted. Oh, we just got to do the other side. I forgot about that. Pull that off, and then we can... Oh, and we'll have to take off the hook because that's not mounted to the frame, even though you would have thought it would be, but it's mounted to the tub, not to the motor and everything. inside that? Not yet. Well, that was not meant to happen. I forgot to pull off that big earth strap, this one right here. It's always one earth strap you forget, and it just holds up the whole show. All right, let's try again. Just going to make this chain shorter because I'm getting real close to the roof up there. Now I didn't unplug the wiring loom, so I've got to be careful that I don't go up too high. Perfect. I don't think that's going to fall. Check it out, didn't that come out easy? A couple of bolts, a couple of hoses. I mean, if that air receiver was still on it, it would really be just this front hose, and really it would come out. If you wanted to pull the thing completely off, the whole wiring loom there is unplugs, and it would just be a couple little hoses, and basically you can pull the whole unit out and replace the motor if you have to. Or but I think while it's up here, I think we'll give it the full service just because it's easy access. We've got access to the sump plug, even though there's a plate in the bottom. But and then we'll might even bust out the steam cleaner and wash the bottom out properly. As you can see there, it's got a lip at the back, so if it fills up with oil and dirt and whatnot, as you can see, it doesn't really have anywhere to go. I think we might cut a big chunk of the bottom out. Because I'm sitting this on a trailer, I'll probably put a couple cross beams on the trailer exactly where the engine mounts are, just to help it. So really, this case that it's sitting in is going to be pretty much just to protect it from the rain and the elements. But while I was mucking around putting that chain on, I noticed there's a big crack in the frame down here, and that is probably a result of all our compressor bracket breaking like that. The whole reason I pulled it out is I didn't know how the compressor is mounted. I started undoing this tensioner and nothing really was happening. So there's probably, oh, there you go. There's those adjustment bolts in the front there, which I'll have to loosen up, and then that should slide freely. We should be able to unbolt this plate, and looks like there's about 8 bolts that bolt that on, and pull it off, and we'll just fix it up. I might even put a couple braces through the bottom, because if you're seeing there, that's a fold there, and then it's welded on that face, so we might put a couple of braces through there so this doesn't happen again. I mean, I'm not going to be using this thing flat out, but if we're going to do it, we might as well make it better than it was. So I went and cleaned up these plates, and it would have sat something like that. Now we've got a nice big crack running up here, which we'll have to chase that crack, cut it out, and weld that back up. Now you can see how long it's been like that because it's grooved this steel right out here. So we'll just have to grind that up, maybe even fill that up with weld and grind it back. But there's not really much holding it, so I think because it sits like that, I think I'm going to just run some gusset, even a gusset that runs up here past, as close as I can get it to where it doesn't hit this bolt, or I could even fold it out a little bit so it comes up this ribbon around, because basically this whole end counterlevers, so there's nothing under this. This is where that big air receiver is, and so this is going to be vibrating with the weight of it because the main bolts are here and over here under the pump. So even that side we could run a gusset. I'm going to probably have to put it back on and just work out exactly where I can gusset it, but once we weld this all back together how it should be, I think, yeah, we're going to have to definitely do something, because that's just going to happen again. What a nightmare that was to weld up. There was that much oil residue coming out of the steel when I was welding. It was giving me so much porosity, but especially in there you might be able to see a little bit of it, but I had to grind that flat anyway because the pump sits there, it's got to be flat. But I managed to weld it all up. We welded both sides. I can't put a gusset in here because the main frame comes here, so the gussets are going to be that small here anyway. They're not going to do anything. So pretty much this 8mm gusset that I'll put in there is about the only thing we can do to improve it. Sort of a little bit of a design flaw with this. It should have been designed, the pump, or the new one's a direct drive, so it's no problem. The pump hangs off the motor. I even thought of trying to make this rib higher through here, which would significantly increase the strength of it, but again, the pump sort of rolls over it and you can't. Jesus. She's heavy. Oh, it goes right around the side as well. So the crack starts there, goes around, follows right round, and I can't really see under there. Hopefully it doesn't, oh, it looks like it goes right under. Okay. Oh, that sucked. It's definitely not my finest welding job. I had to grind this back down because there's a brass wear plate that the pump slides on. But I managed to weld all the way around under there at a stretch. I did get a bit of porosity in that vertical weld there. Pretty much, I think this box section's full of oil. So every time I ground it out, it was, yeah, it's not gonna get much better than that. So what would tremendously improve this setup, because I can't brace it because the pump wraps over this box section. So I'm thinking once the belt's tensioned, I can put a brace from the top of this pump bolt here to the top of the motor. That should stop it from cracking again. This thing may not look it, but it is so heavy. I reckon it'd be over 100 kilos easy. She's industrial spec, that's for sure. Oh, probably should have got the forklift. Oh. That's why, because the compressor's got to come back. Oh, that's probably better. I might just... You're kidding. I was just doing up that bolt and it's freaking just snapped in there. And that's an important bolt. We can't leave that out. God damn it. The compressor's going to have to come back off. Like, see, my screwdriver goes in about 15 mil. I don't reckon we're going to get this out. Oh, I'm a genius. It's coming. It's coming. I got it. Look at that. That was actually snapped. You can see all the rust on it. It only had about... I'll wipe it. But look at that. It's been broken for a while. Tell you what, this old girl, she's just fighting me the whole way. As soon as you touch something old, it just never works again properly, or it's a can of worms. So we're gonna get it working. Whether it's in this video or next video, or we throw it off the roof, we're getting it working. Oh. So what I was doing there is I was levering the back of the pump around. I've got a bit of a straight edge here, the front of our pulleys. As you can see there, we've lined up perfect. The offset on the front of the pulley is about the same, so... And if it wasn't, you could just eye the clearance. That'd be pretty good for that. But how it was before is this pump must have been on a pretty excessive angle, because as soon as you do that up, it's going to pull the back around because that's easier. So you get excessive belt wear if it's not right, or it can throw the belt off. I think that worked out perfect. A bit of 10mm steel as a brace there. I don't think we'll ever see that frame cracking again. At a later date, I was going to do it now, but I was going to set this up in the milling machine and just slot out this steel here. Because the pump's obviously all adjustable, by doing that, I'd never have to take this bracket off. I could just back off or loosen the bolts, and then the pump would push in that bracket. You wouldn't have to do anything. But I don't think I'll ever be replacing this belt. For the times I use this thing, I think that belt will last a very long time. Pretty clean. This is going to make a mess everywhere. Oh yeah. Jesus, the oil's black. Very black. She hadn't had an oil change in a long time, that's for sure. I mean, this is starting out not a good idea. We haven't got much angle of the dangle there. I mean, I could probably fold it down. Screw it, let's give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Cover Dad's driveway in oil again. Probably need to make that lip a little bit like that. Or just tear it off. Uh-oh, it's already going backwards. Come forward. That's some seriously black oil. Actually doesn't feel too bad, to be honest. Great success. Careful, careful. Sweet. Right on our mark. It's actually not too bad, but I think I'll just replace it anyway. I mean, it's a little bit dry rotted. I'll just replace it anyway while we're here. Actually, it looks pretty good in there. Get this off without ripping it. The part number was just on the bottom of it. This does have 2 gaskets, top and bottom. Now, I was able to get onto a company pretty local to me that does all the parts for these Ingersoll Rand compressors, and as soon as I said what model number it is, he knew instantly what I was talking about and what machine I had. So it's a P125WD, and WD stands with Deutz, and obviously we've got an air-cooled Deutz in this thing. Now, we're all sitting down. This filter is $260. Like, I nearly fell off my chair when I heard that. I did go ahead and order it because with this air receiver, from my understanding, this cools the air charge down and also pulls the moisture out of it. So it's pretty important, especially when you're sandblasting, because if you have moisture in your air lines, it's going to clog up the tip of your sandblaster. So this has to be working right. And if we get a better look in here, it's got not an ounce of surface rust, which is really good. So it's all in good working nick. I just want to replace that filter, and we'll never have to touch this again. Again, for the times I use it, I don't think we'll ever have to replace that filter again. At least if I do have to replace it, I know exactly where I can get all the parts. But that filter is going to be around 2.5 weeks away. Now, when I first got the year that this was made, I first looked at the motor, and it's got an 01 there. And I was like, oh, it's 2001, like it's not that old. But then when I pulled this receiver off, on the side of it, it's got 1986, which that makes a lot more sense of the age of this thing. Like, I think in 2001 they would have had an air-cooled quiet diesel, not an old air-cooled clunky old thing. Like, these Deutz diesels air-cooled, they are a very noisy old motor. So that makes a lot more sense. And when I was ordering the parts for this thing, he also confirmed the date, sort of, they were early 80s to mid 80s or late 80s or something. He said that this sort of setup ran, because I know the newer ones are direct drive, so you won't have a belt or anything like this. I did in the meantime go ahead and make up this brace that you see here. So it's going to attach to the bottom of the pump there, and then I've got a bolt that goes in the top, one of these flange bolts here, and that's going to take all the wiggling out of it and take all the stress out of the bottom of the frame there. Because as I said before, it's all counterlevered. Like, there's nothing that holds this under here. So over the times that this thing's run, it's just going to wiggle like that and crack that frame again in no time. That's why I put that big gusset through there. Really the only thing I could do, we've only got a little bit of room here that we could have put a gusset in, and I don't think, for the size of that gusset, it's not going to do anything really for strength. So I think putting that brace or that strut in is going to improve this drastically. Now, with the air filters for this thing, there is 2 of these, and these were $140 something. I can't remember the specific amount, but nearly $300 in air filters. Oh, like, I'm nearly getting up to the price I paid for it in filters. Like, this is getting extreme. I've still got to buy the proper compressor oil for it, because I don't know if the guy was just trying to sell me his oil or not, but he's saying there's a specific oil for it, but it just looks like 46 hydraulic oil to me. So I don't know if I just bite the bullet and get these air filters, because again, like I've been saying, I'm not going to use this a whole ton. Like, I don't want to go spending a fortune on filters, but at the same time, what I've done in the past is there's a local car wrecking yard I go to, and I just measure up air boxes off cars and sort of fit them to sort of machines that I'm using. That way I use cheap, because car air filters are really cheap. You can like, you're talking 30-40 bucks, if that. Do I try and adapt an air filter off a car on that, and then it makes it really cheap? But at the same time, that's like a lot of effort when I could just buy the proper filters, and then for the times I use it, it'll probably be years and years before they clag up. I don't know. Got us a brand new belt. the threads in that just, I think it's been over tightened before. This is aluminium, so this one over here has been, that's been stripped out, so that's got a bolt and nut in it. And the last mount down here, that one still looks all right. Well guys, what a journey it's been. From driving 6-hour round trip to pick this thing up. I thought I made a home run. Like $700 for 125 CFM compressor is a steal. Like, I've been looking for a compressor this size for, it'd be a good few years now, and they're just in the thousands. And again, you don't know what's wrong with them. I didn't actually know what was wrong with this one. So is it still a good deal? I mean, with the filters, I'm already over $1,000 in filters, the fuel to drive there. I don't know. You let me know what you think. Did I get a good deal or not? But I think we're going to make a nice little sandblasting unit out of this thing. Once we fix up the little bits of problems like that cold start lever, I've already ordered that. I'm still waiting on that filter. And I think there's going to be a bit of a procedure to fill this thing back up with oil, because it's got a sight glass down the bottom there, which is really low, and I don't know, the oil cooler is really high. There must be some sort of, you must have to bleed that out, and I don't know. I'm going to talk to the guys because they have the service manual down there when I go pick up that filter. So, but I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a little bit of an adventure going there and getting it. I've never been that side of town, and if you've noticed, I sort of got some footage of that coal power station. That is absolutely massive, and I've never seen that in person, so it was kind of worth the trip just to see that. But all right guys, till the next one, I'm going to go do something else.